Wider, if you can.
Ugh. What's up, peeps? It's your girl Gabby, aka Pretty Colors Girl, back at it with a new video. I want to welcome you guys back to Movie Mafia Monday, the new series on my channel where I review and just commentate on all things movies. So, if you'd like to hear people talk about movies, be sure to click that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a single one of my uploads. Last week we talked about the 1992 fever dream known as Cool World. This week we're going to be talking about an equally quirky items to come out of the 90s, 1993 to be exact. No, not that one. Coneheads. Coneheads is a 1993 American science fiction comedy film from Paramount Pictures. Produced by Lauren Michaels, directed by Steve Barron, and starring Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin, and Michelle Burke. The film is based on the NBC Saturday Night Live comedy sketches originally made in 1977 about aliens stranded on Earth. The film also features roles and cameos by actors and comedians from television series of the time. Tom Davis, who created the characters on Saturday Night Live along with Dan Aykroyd, wrote the first version of the screenplay. He was unhappy with choices made by the producers, including setting the Remulax scenes in a gladiator arena rather than a suburban environment that he envisioned. While there are some differences, Coneheads mostly follows the same plot as in the animated special that was created 10 years earlier. Similarities include the Coneheads being stranded on Earth, Beldar working as an appliance repairman, and Connie dating an Earthling named Ronnie. The film mostly takes place in Paramus, New Jersey. Some scenes were filmed in New York City and the New Jersey towns of Jersey City and Wrightstown. So, let's take a look at the Coneheads. I just want to let you guys know that this review, just like my last one, is going to be chock filled with spoilers, and we're also going to talk about the deleted scenes. Speaking of deleted scenes, the original first scene of the movie began with our main character Beldar being given a mission to go to Earth and enslave the planet to make it a fueling station. It gives us a glimpse at his forgetfulness and gives us the impression that he's not the brightest alien on Remulax.
I will not fail. Zile-toi.
The first actual scene of the movie takes place right after. And it's Beldar and his genetomate Primat, and their UFO is actually shot out of the sky by National Guard fighter jets. Now, this all could have been avoided if Beldar would have just put the cloaking device on the UFO. But if he would have done that, then we wouldn't have no movie. So, the aliens, however, settle on Earth and begin living somewhat normal lives. They become so normal, in fact, we get this nightmare fuel of Beldar going to the dentist.
Now, I understand you want to have your teeth capped.
Correct.
Let's just take a look. And close, please. Okay, we'll start the caps right about here. Wider, if you can.
Ugh. Beldar becomes the best appliance repairman in the world, makes friends, and is even able to communicate with his home planet, where he learns that a rescue vessel will not arrive for 7 zeros. Now, I did the math. If the Coneheads originally came to this planet in 1977, the movie came out in 1993, which means that they were here on this planet for 16 years before they were originally rescued. In order to find out how much a zero is, I would have to divide 16 years by 7. And 1 zero equals 2.28 years. Imagine if you had a birthday every Zero. I don't think I could wait that long for shallow praise. Primat informs Beldar that she is with Cone. Aww. But their good news is interrupted by the INS. Beldar's fake name in social has been flagged several times, used by several different people. So it causes the INS agent Gorman Sneedling to be overly ambitious in seeing who is using it this time.
Filthy. Human beings don't live like this. Find out where they're from.
On it.
Because wherever that is, I'm seeing to it that they go back there.
And David Spade plays his brown-nosing assistant who will do anything to get on his boss's good side. So Beldar and Primat are on the move. In the new city they settle in, Beldar becomes a cab driver for prestigious celebrities such as Drew Carey.
LaGuardia Airport, Delta Terminal.
LaGuardia. Do you wish I take DQE, the Van Wyck, or my suggestion Woodhaven Boulevard to the Grand Central Parkway? There are more signal lights but less traffic.
I mean, whose ride is it anyway? Time has come for Primat to give birth, and she has a little baby girl that they named Connie. And the INS come and try to get them again, so they're on the move again, this time finally settling in Paramus, New Jersey. And we get a montage of the family in their new suburban home and just, you know, Connie growing up. They have officially taken the surname Conehead and haven't had any trouble with the INS for, I would probably say, about 15 years now. Primat is a homemaker, Beldar is a driver instructor, and Connie is an all-American teenage girl. You know, except for the... Hey, I love this song! You don't have to hold your phone alone. Homemade. Like most all-American teenage girls, Connie soon gets the thing that pisses her father off the most.
What have you done to your
No,
phone?
not the tattoo.
Nothing.
Oh, my mom's the only
The
woman
boyfriend.
I've ever known who can make a sandwich like that.
Oh, and this happens.
Pretty cheap, Conehead.
Cigar?
We get some goofiness in between the main plot, like the Coneheads mingling with their neighbors, the Farbers, who are from the original SNL sketches. The husband is played by Jason Alexander in the movie. Now in the sketches, the husband would mistakenly call the family the Coens, which I think they should have included in the movie, but they didn't. They just play golf. And even though Beldar is now a driving instructor, he still has a knack for mechanics. And this deleted scene proves it.
I have concluded my repairs. Your edge trimmer will operate with maximum efficiency now.
Ha! Beldarino!
Want a beer? Ah, yes. I am ready to suck back a cold one.
Just like a good neighbor, Beldar is...
Another goofy side plot we get is one of Beldar's driving students actually makes a pass at him, which causes Primat to become insecure. But like all housewives of the 90s, she has Cosmo Mag to show her how to put the spice back in her marriage.
Primat, your cone is shimmering in the light.
Beldar, apply the sensor ring tonight.
Don't want to hold my cone alone.
You don't have to hold your phone alone.
Could never hold my cone alone.
You'll never
Conehead love is interstellar. Our home on Remulac is distant. My cone control has low resistance. My cone is something serious. Transform you to delirious.
Bet you didn't know the eggplant emoji stood for Hone My Cone. Meanwhile, the INS agent from the beginning is up for a promotion, but the extreme lengths and expenses he used to try and catch the Coneheads causes his superiors to think twice. But he assures them that he can close the case. So he and his partner track down the Coneheads at their home and pose as Jehovah's Witnesses to gain entry. He tries to trip them up by speaking French, which is their supposed country of origin. But Beldar and Primat have had 15 years to prepare for this moment.
Et vous le parlez encore ici en Amérique?
Oui, absolument. Mais c'est difficile à pratiquer dans cette ville. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de français continental ici à New Jersey.
Et vous aussi?
Oui, j'en parle souvent avec mes amis français.
Then a call from the big phone interrupts the conversation. The Remulac rescue vessel is on the way. Now all they have to do is break Connie's heart. Oh, mess. At a costume party that night, Beldar wins the golfing trophy for his country club. Afterwards, he tells Connie the news that they're leaving that night. And so she runs home with Ronnie and has her first time.
Ah! Sensor rings! Where did you get those?
Under your bed?
You're coming to Remulac right now.
I am staying with Ronnie.
Maintain low tones. Impossible, undesirable, inadvisable.
Then I'm coming with you. I love you.
Peeps! Human authority figures. Must egress immediately.
INS have surrounded their home to take them into custody. They try and trick them, and it doesn't work. And just as Sneedling thinks he's got, their rescue vessel comes and begins to lift their car into the air. Dedicated to the case, Sneedling grabs hold of the car, and dedicated to Sneedling, his assistant grabs hold to him, both being taken aboard the ship. This brings us to what I think is the most important deleted scene of the movie. Now, this scene takes place when they first get to Remulac. We get to see Connie seeing her homeworld for the very first time, and also she meets Primat's sister and her husband. And they start to talk to Beldar and Primat about life on Remulac, and they also ask about life on Earth. And also they ask Beldar what gifts has he brought in for the High Master. So that right there takes us into the very next scene. The next scene of the movie, however, jumps straight to the High Master asking Beldar for gifts. So being that that deleted scene is not included in the movie, we don't get to see the interaction between Primat and her sister, or also them, you know, letting Beldar know that he has to present gifts to the High Master, which makes sense because in the next scene when he's actually with the High Master, we get to see him presenting these gifts so quickly, as if he's had time to think of them, which we now know he has. Beldar presents the High Master with superficial gifts from Earth. And the High Master is actually pleased until he sees that Beldar has had his teeth capped. Now this is seen as treason, and he tells Beldar that he has to gnar for the Garthok. Garthok gruesomely kills all the people before him, right? And we even have a funny scene from the ladies' man from SNL. I like him. But then when it's Beldar's turn, well,
Times I feel I want to run away. I want to get away from the
It's a song.
Big hit on Earth.
part of me.
I guess playing all that Garth with Mr. Farber actually paid off. Successfully narfling the Garthok, Beldar gets a witch. And his wish is to go back to Earth and conquer the planet as he was intended to do on his very first mission. But on the way, he actually stages the death of him and his family so that they can live happily on Earth. He actually brings the senior officer Sneedling back with him, and they make a deal to acquire green cards. Then we get to see Ronnie and Connie go to the prom.
My car. Its reinforced alloy superstructure is far superior to that of your broken down, rusted out shitbox.
Hi, Ronnie.
This is for you.
Thanks. Say lactate extract of poop mammals.
Jeez.
Excellent. Good night.
Night.
And that was the Coneheads. Guys, I love the Coneheads. Like, I didn't know about the SNL sketch until I actually begun doing research to do this review. I grew up with the movie The Coneheads, which came out in 1993, the year I was born. Yes. Anyway, I loved this movie growing up. Like, I just grew up with the movie itself. The movie itself stands alone, you know, as its own property. And I can understand why a lot of people, critics especially of the time, did not like the movie. But for what it was supposed to be, it was perfect, guys. After watching the SNL sketches and watching the animated series, I'm like, yeah, this is just giving me all the nostalgic Conehead feels. Like, this is giving me what I needed as someone who likes the Coneheads. I feel like after watching the sketches and after watching the animated series, seeing that all of that progressed to this movie that doesn't have a whole lot of plot, but it gives us exactly what the Coneheads is. The Coneheads was originally a sketch of aliens stranded on Earth trying to live normal lives. And that's exactly what we get from the movie. It doesn't have a lot of plot because it's showing their mundane lives as trying to blend in as human beings. I think that it's perfect for exactly what it's supposed to be. You know, you heard that I kept putting in the song Conehead Love, which is actually a song that they made for the movie. And I thought that was also clever. Like, everything was just I think it was just so perfect for what it's supposed to be, which is just a campy comedy SNL sketch movie. You guys give me your thoughts down below on what you think about the movie. If you're a fan of the sketches, if you grew up with it, if you've seen the animated series, which I thought was kind of funny, just let me know down below what you guys actually thought of the movie. And don't forget, it's 90s month, so put in the comments below some quirky 90s movies that you guys liked and that you would like to see me review. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good week. Stay safe. And as always, I'm sending good vibes. Peace.